Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Alaka here for EPCreativeMedia, and I'm back with a brand new video. And today I bring you a little run through, because today, as you can see from the title, it is patch day. And this is more specifically for those people who use CC and use mods for their game, because every time there is an update to the game, if you do not move your mods and your CC from the mods folder, it can actually break your CC. The only time that can happen, obviously, is if you've moved your folders, but if the actual mod or CC needed to be updated by the actual original creator because of any coding changes in the game. Otherwise, I'm just going to give you a quick run through on how to go about this safely. But before I proceed, if you are new to my channel, please do give this video a thumbs up, and of course click on that subscribe button and of course the bell button so that you can receive notifications every time I upload new videos. And of course leave your comments down below. Share this video for anyone that would find it handy. So let's get right into it, shall we? So as you can see right now, I am on the EA app, and it's clearly saying update required, right? And I can't literally get into the game without updating it. It literally will not let me. It's not giving me the option. That's what you're going to have first and foremost. But before you go ahead and do that, obviously I'm going to minimize that, and I'm going to take you to my folder where I actually keep my game. Now my game is actually not installed in the C drive. It's installed in an external hard drive, so in my D drive, and you have to basically just go to the electronic arts. And if you use mods, obviously you know exactly where you normally place your mods anyways. What I tend to do is, as you can see, this is the main Sims 4 folder that I have, but I have an additional one called the Sims 4 backup, and that's where I basically push all the folders that I am temporarily trying to play with. I need to check to see if they're working properly, etc., that sort of thing. It allows me, basically, depending on how my computer is behaving, to move certain mods out of the folder without moving them to another drive, which takes a lot longer, especially if you've got loads of mods. And it just gives me the freedom to maneuver back and forth in moving my mods and my CC and my trays and my save files. And so basically what I have is, I'm going to first go into my backup folder. So when you create this additional folder, it actually does not affect the main folder because of the name that you give it. So long as you don't give it the exact same name, the game won't mistake it to be the exact same folder. And so just give it a different name. It doesn't even have to be the Sims 4 backup. It could literally be anything else that you want, and then you can put additional folders in it. As you can see, when I click, I've got a whole lot of folders in there. I've got the tray folder there. I've got a save file. As you can see, my tray is actually got loads of tray files in it, and that's only because at the moment I wanted to minimize the amount of tray files that I had in the main tray folder. So I only transferred a few of them that I've been playing with at the moment. And then obviously you've got the save. The save folder is completely empty. This is where I'm going to be transferring all the saves. But because I do not want to mix up my tray files, should I say, I'm going to be moving them here. This one says backup tray, so this is where I'm going to be moving my trays. And then of course the actual mods, I'm going to move them to this one, which says mods to place back, because I am currently going back and forth using this mod, and I know exactly which folders to move and not to move back, etc. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So simply go to your main Sims 4 folder. I'm going to start with the save, so I'm going to go ahead, click on save, and then if you're using Windows like myself, you literally have to click select all or control C, so control A. That will allow you to select all the files, and then literally I click on cut rather than copy, and then I head back to electronic arts, back to the Sims 4 backup, and then I go to the saves folder and I just paste them there. And the save files tend to copy and paste quite quickly, and so do the mods. If you've got a lot of tray files, for some reason the tray files seem to take up a slightly more space, I think. So sometimes you will find that the tray files do take slightly longer to transfer. And so here you've seen that I've just transferred the saves, and I'm going to go over to the main Sims 4 folder again, and then I'm now going to go and collect the trays. Do the same thing pretty much, select. Here it's saying I've got 8,840 items. Do not judge me. Do not judge me. I'm going to cut that out. And as you can see, like I said, the trays do tend to take slightly longer. And so we'll be back. after this little commercial. Okay, so now that I've managed to successfully cut the tray files, I've gone over to the backup tray folder and I'm going to go ahead and paste them over there. And again, that's going to take a second because 8,000 files, that is quite a lot. It has to calculate, and then it's going to tell me the amount of time that it's going to take to be able to paste them. And so we'll be right back once again. Okay, so now that we have successfully managed to transfer all the tray files into the backup tray folder, the next step is obviously to go and collect the mods, because we haven't done that just as yet. So go back to the Sims 4 folder, go into your mods folder, and I basically obviously select all. However, I don't know if anyone's ever noticed this, that within the Sims 4 mods folder, there's actually a resource CFG file. I actually tend to leave that one in the folder. I never ever try to move that one. Hang on, let me see if it's going to help me. But control, why isn't this working? I don't know what's going on with my mouse. Hang on, let's try that again. There we go. Okay, so that should allow me to now cut everything else out and then go back to the Electronic Arts folder, backup folder, and then I'm going to go to mods to place back, because this is where I've been kind of playing about. So just paste that over in there. Okay, the mod folder doesn't really take long, to be honest. Normally when you're transferring files within the same drive, it doesn't take long. It's when you're transferring files from one hard drive to another hard drive that they tend to take longer. Or in this case, if you've got 8,000 tray files like mine, it literally took like a good about 14 minutes, I think it will take, before it finished transferring them. So I'm just going to wait for the last little bit. Come on, 99%. Which one is holding the cube? XML injector. Well, it's saying it's down there, so why is it taking long? Okay, so that's now done. All the files have been transferred over into the backup mods folder, and now I'm going to go ahead and just double check. So I've made sure that I've moved the mods, I've moved the tray. Tray should say empty, and save should say empty as well, so that's good. Just for the sake of it, I've got these two exception, last exception, delete the last exception, local thumbnail, and then now we can go ahead back to the EA app and proceed to run the update. And the EA app is annoying because it does tend to take quite a while to update the game when it has to reinstall it, etc., that sort of thing, which is so tedious. But whilst it's updating, I'm probably going to have to pause and come back. But whilst it's at the beginning of the update, I just want to say, for those people who want to continue playing their game, especially if certain mods have been broken by the game, because we are guaranteed, okay, the eyelashes, because there's a new eyelash category, that's definitely going to cause all the eyelashes and some of the sunglasses, most likely, that are CC to break, because they have to be reassigned. It's a similar way to what happened with the nails, if everyone remembers what happened with the nails. I remember there was a workaround where you could manually use Sims 4 Studio and get your nails to be placed in the right nails category. So maybe this might be the same thing that could happen with the eyelashes. I don't know, it depends on the coding, but that's definitely going to break. And I think any other parts that affect things like the UI. And so, for instance, because in the CAS UI there is an additional tab that comes with the game, that particular tab is definitely going to cause any UI related mods to possibly break. I don't know which ones exactly. I use quite a few because I use the ones that got the additional traits. I use the one that has got 5 columns in CAS. I use that as well. I use UI cheats, that's probably going to be affected as well. I use the additional traits mod, where I can actually add additional traits, as well as the one that adds additional trait categories. So all those are going to definitely most likely break. And this one's about Qingyu and the pancake one. The one by is it Webisu? Webisu is the one that does 4 columns, or 3, 4, no, yeah, 3, 4, or 5 columns in CAS. That's definitely going to break. And he also does the UI cheats, if I'm not mistaken, so that's likely going to break as well. MC Command Center is probably going to be needing an update as well. There's going to be quite a lot. I think a lot of mods are definitely going to break. So if you want to continue using your mods for now without them breaking, my recommendation is before you even open the EA app, I would recommend that you take your computer offline completely, and that will allow you to be able to get into your game without needing to update the game, because the EA app is quite finicky about trying to force you to update the game if you are online. So that's the only alternative that you have available to you if you want to go ahead and continue playing the game. And guys, I would say that please do practice a lot of patience, because this is quite a big haul, because they're adding a whole new app, a whole bunch of UI systems that are being added to the game. And so it's going to affect a lot of parts of the game, which means it's not going to be only 2-3 days before the mods are updated. It's probably going to be a couple of weeks, maybe even for some mods, depending on how extensive the changes are. And so I do ask that people practice patience, because a lot of these modders do take a lot of time out. A lot of them, this is not even their career. Some of them, yes, it's their job, but some of them it's not. They've got other full-time jobs to go to, so be patient with them. And let's just I personally look forward to seeing, so after we finish doing this update, I am likely going to go into the game so I can have a quick look, or maybe I'll do a separate video. Actually, I'll probably make a separate video where I actually go into the game and I look at the new updates, so that I can kind of test them out and see how they fare, because the game officially comes out in a couple of days. And so the new pack, should I say, not the game, the new pack comes out in a couple of days. So that's pretty much it, guys. And so basically what it is after you have finished running your update, you literally, all you have to do is do exactly what I did when I cut and I paste and I cut and I paste. All you have to do is go back to the folders where you saved the saves, where you saved the tray, where you saved the mod, and cut them out and paste them back into your mods folder. Now bear in mind, right, once you do that and you open the game, the first time you open the game after a major patch update, the game is going to automatically disable mods. It automatically disables mods. And so if you go into the game and you find that your mods are not working, do not fret. It's not because you've done something wrong. It's because the game itself automatically disables mods. Plus, it always gives you a pop-up that tells you that the mods have been disabled. So you don't have to worry about having done something wrong. All you have to do is go and reactivate the mods, turn them on in the options section of the game, and then close the game and open it right back on again, and then the mods will be activated. But also, if there's any broken mods, this is probably going to be the opportunity. You're going to see that some mods are actually broken. My other recommendation is, if you're not following any of the creators that you actually download mods from, I recommend that you follow them on Patreon. I always recommend you follow them on Patreon, because with Patreon, even if you're not pledging and you can't, maybe you're not in a position to pay for the monthly fees, etc., that sort of thing, you can follow them for free, which is now a new feature that Patreon has. It's no longer brand new, but it's been around for a while, where you can follow people on Patreon. And when you do follow creators on Patreon, when they post updates, the updates actually come to your email if you've opted to receive updates in your email. That way you will be able to see directly in your email which mods have been updated, which mods are yet to be updated, which mods are currently being investigated, etc., that sort of thing. And that's how I am able to actually follow my mod update. I categorize them within my email. I kind of try and keep it organized that way, and every time I see an update, I just basically put it in the section in my email that's categorized as patch update. That way, if I'm busy and then I have to come back and I remember, I can literally just come back to the patch updates folder in my email, and I can follow to see if they've posted any updated versions of the mod or the custom content that has been updated because of the patch update, if that makes sense. And so that's my recommendation that you can do if you want to keep up to date. Another option, obviously, if you follow them on Twitter, if you follow them on, I suppose, Instagram maybe, but Tumblr and Twitter are possibly the next best thing when it comes to finding out about mod and CC that have been updated during patch day, because the creators tend to post on there. But my first recommendation is definitely, without a shred of a doubt, follow them on their Patreon, because every single one of them have got a Patreon page, and so you can't miss it when it comes to Patreon. And yeah, and it just gives you an opportunity as well to be able to support them if you're in a position where you're able to actually support the creator as well when the time calls for it. You know what I mean? Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. And once again, if you're new to my channel, please do click on that subscribe button and of course the bell button so that you can receive notifications every time I upload new videos. And of course, give this video a thumbs up, leave your comments down below, share the video if you know anybody that would enjoy or find this content useful. Otherwise, until next time, I wish you all the blessings that God has to give. Take care and goodbye.